Alright drivers, in continuance, the ELD system basically is an electronic form of your logs. You're still required to do a 15-minute pre-trip on duty. You're still required to do a post-trip, but that post-trip you're allowed to go right off duty. You are required to do a load check. The load checks within an hour of 50 miles of the first onset of loading, and after loading every 150 miles or 3 hours after that. Alright, these items are to be required to be shown on your logs in the remarks section. Securement. DOT has two types of required securement. One is the 4 points. Every piece of equipment has to be pulled from 4 points in 4 different directions, just like you tying somebody down to prevent them from moving forward, back, or side to side. That's one form of the securement. The second form of securement is called a WLL, the working load limit. The working load limit, DOT requires you to have whatever your load weighs, half of that in securement value. In other words, if your load weighs 50,000 pounds, if you add up all of the securement devices that you have on that load, other than the devices that's holding down the blade or the boom, it has to equal 25,000 pounds, which is half of what the load weighs. Alright? So, our 3-axle division uses 3/8 chains. Those 3/8 chains carry a value of 6,600 pounds, whereas 4 3/8 chains will give you 26,800 pounds of securement, which will carry right on up to 53,400 pounds of a load. So, which basically is saying, any machine that you have on your trailer, 4 chains will meet the working load limit. But you've got to have 4 chains on every machine. Now, bungee cords. Bungee cords can be used to hold down the edges of your tarp, but bungee cords cannot be used as a securement device. Alright? On your dunnage that's on the sides of your trailer, you have to use portable straps or either straps. You cannot use bungee cords. Alright? Permits. This is your permit book. We have a number of blanket permits which allow you to drive on any big road in that blanket permitted state. State road, interstate, county road, state road, all of those items you can actually drive under that blanket permit on those states. If you have a routed permit, a routed permit gives you turn by turn, state by mile turn. You have to study your atlas and follow this exactly. The difference between a permit violation and a motor vehicle violation is a criminal infraction. Like a speeding ticket, you can look on the back of it and it'll say, if you were doing 5 miles an hour over, this is your fine. 10 miles an hour, that is your fine. A permit violation is a criminal infraction, where DOT get to look at you and he charge you what he want to charge you. I have seen a $50,000 fine. $7,000, $5,000 is about the average. You have to follow these. You have to follow this permitted route, and where you come into violation is if you miss a turn. If you're supposed to get off on exit 153, if you miss that turn, you have until you get to the very next turn to turn around and get back on route. As soon as you pass that next turnoff to get back on route, you're now in violation. So, when in doubt, if you've passed your exit, pull over, call Rinaudo. We can pull you up, see where you at, and we can direct you to the next safest turnaround to get back on route. Okay? Now, in your permit book, not only will you find your blanket permits, but you'll find your provision sheets. Your provision sheets is for the states that you don't have a blanket permit. The provision sheets basically tell you what the rules and regulations is surrounding permitted loads in each particular state. So you have all the information that you need at your access. Not only do you have the stuff about your permits, but you'll have in your index, it'll tell you, you got your insurance card, you got your registration for your truck, you got your cab card, and in the back you also have your registrations for every trailer that we have. All right? Now, as far as your load assignments, when you get a load assignment from Rinaudo, a lot of places that we go, they call them cartoons, because Rinaudo actually going to send you a picture of your load sitting on your trailer. It'll show you exactly how it needs to be put on that trailer. Now, what'll happen is your job you have three primary responsibilities when you're getting loaded. For one, you make sure that these machines are put in the right order, because if this is the first machine to come off your trailer, you got to take all the chains off of these machines. They got to be drove off so you can get that machine off. So you have to make sure, and you have the serial numbers on him. Make sure the serial number that's on this load assignment matches the serial number on that machine. That's the second thing. The third thing is to make sure you do a walk around and look over the equipment and make sure it ain't scratched up, you don't see anything bent or anything like that. If you see anything scratched, anything bent, what you have to do is you make sure that they see that. You call dispatch and say, hey, I got a problem, take a picture of it, send that picture to dispatch, and when you go in and get the bill of lading from them, you make them sign on that bill of lading, this machine was bent or scratched when you picked it up. That way when you go to deliver that machine, when they look at it, they already know that machine got a scratch on it and it ain't your fault. You follow me? Those are the three primary things that you want to do when you go to pick up your load. Now, for one, your load assignment also tells you where you're picking it up from. It tells you where it's going. It gives you all of the phone numbers and all of the addresses. Take these pieces of machinery to where your load assignment, where this tells you to take them. The bill of lading may have the address to the home office on it. Don't take it to the address that's on that bill of lading. Take it to this address. Okay? Now, you're driving. You're required to abide by all the commercial vehicle laws. We don't have any renegades. Renegades don't last long. And they don't keep their license long enough, all right? Loading. What you want to do in getting loaded, allow the shipper and the receiver to load that piece of equipment and unload that piece of equipment. I came to Rinaudo, I could only drive a riding lawnmower when I got here. I can now drive all of it. A lot of our drivers like myself have a tendency that once they get to where they can operate these machines, they want to hop up on them and drive. Realize this right here. Every time you touch that machine, you rolling the dice with your pocket money. Because it don't take but one mistake to bump into something, and that scratch would be about $400. So if they gonna load it, let them load it. If they gonna unload it, let them unload it. Get the chains off and stuff and get out the way. Alright? Now, with that being said, your check calls Monday through Saturday from 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock in the morning. You're required to call in and do what's called a check call. We're not open on Sundays, so that once you make your check call on Saturday, unless you get loaded or unloaded, you don't have to call back and touch base with them till Monday morning. All right? Bill of lading, we went over this. You have to have a bill of lading. It has to say straight bill of lading. You have to have that signed by the receiver when you deliver the equipment. And not only that, you have to take and get that bill of lading transfloed, emailed, however, drive axle into this office so Rinaudo can get paid for that delivery. Alright? Buying fuel. Okay. You use up them